So on our last trip to the coin shop, we purchased $150 worth of silver, 999 silver, and $65 face value of constitutional silver coins. Mistakes were made, and I want to review those mistakes and look back on them and try not to make those mistakes again. Just take note of them. They're not big mistakes, but in the long term could affect the bottom line. And if I'm learning along that affecting the bottom line is the big picture, that you don't want to pay too much over and over and over again, because it all adds up. And this can happen when purchasing constitutional silver. Now, I got a good deal, as you saw in the last video, on my Britannica. I had a subscriber tell me I didn't know how to pronounce it. I'm a redneck from the South. I don't know that it matters. Brit, as in British, Britannica silver coins, 2-pound silver coins. I was corrected. They're not rounds, they're coins. Anyway, I've got these two, and I paid spot for them. I paid right at $60. So like I said, I went into the coin shop to make my purchase with $150, and that's what I was going to spend. So after these two coins were chosen, I then had, that would have been $60, it was $120. I then had $30 to round up on my constitutional silver. So I asked Ron there, the owner of the coin shop, to figure how many dimes I could get, how many mercury dimes I could get for $30. And to his credit, he said, well, if you want to use the full $30, you'll need to add another $5 in there. So we went with a quarter. And I got this quarter, Standing Liberty quarter. I got one mercury dime. And then I saw in the bowl there where the worn old collectible, if you will, constitutional silver was. I found these Barber dimes. I like these things, man. I like collecting a variety of coins and silver and adding them to my stack. I don't care that they're old and worn, but in the long term, as so well pointed out by a subscriber, if you buy enough of these coins, and I can see it, if you buy enough of these coins, they are worn. And the face value and the weight value are two different numbers. So if you take a mercury dime and hold it up and compare it to the Barber, the face value is the same, but the weight is going to be different. And if I had, say, 200 of these Barber dimes versus 200 of these OK mercury dimes, okay, the wear factor would become an issue when reselling. And yeah, I never really thought of it. So when I buy worn coins, because I think they look cool or they're interesting, well, then I might be making a big mistake in the long term. But it's a mistake that I just need to know I'm doing, even with the quarter. The quarter here is so worn. It was the only one he had there in the bowl. He had a bowl full of Washington quarters. And if I had bought a Washington quarter, it would not have been nearly as worn as a Standing Liberty. But the Standing Liberty isn't nearly as cool. Yeah, it's just because I've seen those Washington quarters my whole life, right? I've never seen a Standing Liberty, so that obviously that's the one I'm going to buy. But in buying it, and this is what I need to know, in buying it, I'm buying a worn quarter, and over time, if I buy a lot of these, it would affect my bottom line. Not that I'm really not that concerned with it. I enjoy the stacking, I enjoy the collecting, I enjoy getting a variety, and it's worth a little bit of loss, right? I don't want to try and thread the needle every single time. I'm afraid it might take the fun how to coin collect, and I certainly don't want to lose the fun. So that's it. That's what I learned. He gave me a good deal on the Britannica silver coins, 2 of them, and I think I might have paid a little over spot on this. Is 65 cents face value. I'm gonna have to try and figure out the arithmetic and go there, but again, it's okay. Yeah, it wasn't that much. It's close, right? And I do have a hard time challenging the salesman, and I need to work on that a little bit. What I should have said was, are we rounding up or rounding down? In other words, if I'm going to give him $30 and he says, well, you can get 65 cents face value, and I should ask him, is that rounding up and rounding down? If he said, well, we're rounding down, and if he just said, well, you can get another 5 cents, I could have given him the two dimes back and got another quarter, and that would have added to my silver content for the $30, and it might have been a little under spot rather than a little bit over spot. Again, if we do this, if my understanding is right, if we do this over time, a lot of times it adds up in the end. Subscriber Ryan gave me this book. He saw the video. He is my stacking coin collecting mentor, and yeah, a good friend. And he's the one that talked me into doing the silver stacking, and then I fell into the coin collecting. And he saw the video of all the Mercury dimes that I was acquiring, and he sent me this in the mail. It holds 80 coins. So I don't know if this is a blessing or a curse. Am I going to be condemned to try and find a coin that doesn't exist in my county for forever? I don't know, but it'll be fun. We'll start adding to the book to have a lot of the coins for this. And Mercury dimes, I've got a lot of Mercury dimes, as you can see here. Anyway, we're going to go through it and see what we have. I do know that I have a 16 and I have a 17. I understand those are the hard ones to find. I think it's a 16D is the hard one to find. So we'll see if we can find that one. Yeah, the 16D is the hard one to find. So I'm writing down all of my purchases and logging them in the book and carrying on. I'm getting excited about going back to the coin shop and seeing what other purchase I can make and continue adding to my stack. So this is the Liberated Patriot Stacker, where we will never ever try and sell you anything. We will never ever use AI. We will never ever use a thumbnail to deceive you into believing that the video is about one thing and here it is about another. So yeah, we're gonna try and run a good, clean silver stacking, coin collecting channel. All right, starting from the ground floor, moving up. I appreciate you all watching and look forward to the next video. Like and subscribe. We're learning how to pronounce Britannica. See you guys. Bye.